Welcome back, everybody. We are on part 2. It's time for the hot tags of the week.
Hot tag!
What kind of hot tag would that be? At least when it's like, it's hot. That's just vomiting.
Coughing is the new thing, apparently, so.
We're going to evolve to wheezing eventually. Pokemon jokes. Woo! I'm tired. Alright, guys. So, the hot tags of the week. We're going to save the biggest topic for last. But let's get one of the easy ones out of the way here. The Slammy Awards are going to be moving to the first quarter of the year. They haven't really said exactly when, if it's going to be before WrestleMania, after WrestleMania, or what, but I'm not too into this idea. I know that that's award season for most things, but maybe that's one of the reasons why, but at the most, I think that it's good for the end of the year because it kind of, I don't know, there's not much going on at the end of the year. Like, they don't value Survivor Series anymore. TLC is a stupid fucking pay-per-view. I still hate that idea. It can be fun, but I don't think that that's got any, like, prestige to it. And, you know, if you throw another thing around WrestleMania, like, we've got Royal Rumble, the build to WrestleMania, the Hall of Fame, now we're going to have the Slammy Awards, too? Not too much.
I feel like they're doing it as a way to be lazy so they don't have to, like, actually book a Raw during the road to WrestleMania.
Just make it a New Year's show thing so they can get a full summary of the prior year.
Yeah, that's exactly why they're doing it. I mean, I'm sure there's some of this award season thing influencing them too, but I think the main reason they're doing it is so they could actually judge the year as a whole rather than not counting any of December. Because that always bothered me about it. Like, anything that happens in December is essentially forgotten because by the time you get to the next year's award season, it's done. It's gone. Nobody remembers that shit. And if I remember correctly, TLC last year was actually a really good pay-per-view.
Yeah, it can be good, but I mean, there's no, like, aura around it. Like, you know, SummerSlam or something like that. Or Money in the Bank, where you're kind of like, well, this is something that can change the whole year. The only time that ever happens is when they're like, we're going to unify the titles.
I don't know, they do a lot of stuff in December sometimes that makes a big difference. Like, they unified the titles, and that they did that twice. I mean, that's when Jericho unified the titles, and it's also when Orton unified the titles.
So what you're saying, once every decade we'll unify a belt.
Then it's blown back up again and all that. So are you guys all kind of on board with if it does happen, it should happen before the Royal Rumble?
Yeah, I think it needs to be said at the beginning of the year. Anywhere else just makes no sense, but that's just me.
I think after the Rumble, because you don't necessarily have to rush to all the stuff of the road to WrestleMania. If you don't have another pay-per-view between Rumble and Mania, you got all that time there. You know, you have your fallout from the Rumble the next night, maybe one more week, and then you could have your Slammy Awards. And then after that, you could really start building your road to WrestleMania.
Honestly, I hate the Slammy show as it is on the Raw. Just make it a fucking ceremony on the WWE network. I don't need it.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do that.
I'm just not into it. Every time there's a Slammy Award show, the way they space all the segments out, it's just a fucking slow Raw, and I hate it.
They did it awful this last time. They didn't always do it this way, but this last Raw, they would, like, have somebody come out, and then they would have a wrestler make their entrance, and then they would announce the nominees, and then another wrestler makes their entrance. Then we go to commercial, and then we come back, and they announce the winner.
That's the last couple of years.
Weird-ass way. No, it was just this last year. They didn't do that way the year before. They
did.
No, they would have someone coming out, they would announce the nominees, maybe they would go to commercial, or maybe someone make an entrance, and then they announce the winner. They don't have it, like,
fucking stupid.
Why can't they just do proper awards like best match of the year? Why does it always have to be like LOL moment of the year? Nobody gives a fuck.
That's one of the things.
If it was Ruffle of the year, I'd be okay with it.
But they've always done that, though. I mean, if you go back to the matter of fact, that's what the original award ceremony was. The original Slammy Awards was just a means to promote a music album. I think we have to remember that the original Slammy was nothing more than to promote WWE the music album, or whatever it was called back then. The one that has, like, you know, Stand Back and Girls in Cars in it.
Probably like Slam It on the Hits or something stupid. Yeah, but you know, you obviously change. Like the first WrestleMania didn't have a title match. Now it's like the mainstay, and celebrity involvement goes up and down on different episodes of Raw. It's not like you have to have a celebrity guest host every year, or every show, or you know, like there's.
I think we can just all agree that there's a lot of things with the Slammy so that they can tweak and make better.
And if moving it to the first quarter of the year is something where they're not tired, and that's kind of like easier for them to, you know, brainstorm ideas and stuff, then, you know, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a good old Kane shot. But I do kind of like the idea of it being at the end of the year, and they're going to have to win me over with that, I think.
I think my favorite Slammy Awards were the ones from the late 90s, which was when it was its own thing on WrestleMania weekend. They had it in a small private hall. It was only wrestling people were invited. Everyone came in their tuxedos unless, they didn't want to because it was part of their costume or whatever. And it was a lot more fun, and it was just a ceremony. There was no other crap going on between. You would have an award, then you would get your next award, then maybe someone could do a promo or something, but it was just based on that. And that was so much more enjoyable when they tried to combine it with a Raw.
Hang on, so I'm just looking at past awards. Jesse the Body Award went to Jesse Ventura.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds about right. I believe it also went to Rick Rude one year.
Okay.
Yeah, they always had ridiculous awards like that, like Best Buns. That was a big one.
To be fair, there's a few good
ones.
So did
Shawn Michaels.
There's a few good ones which I'd like Best Ring Attire, Best Entrance, all that type of thing.
They really, if they wanted to, they could have a huge amount of awards that seem a little bit silly but are still legitimate. Like the Best Ring Attire. You can have the fans vote for the Best Ring Attire. And then, you know what? You know who's got the best ring attire. And it doesn't hurt you at all. If they end up picking fucking Tyson Kidd, does that hurt the main event guys if they don't get picked for best ring attire? Fucking no. It's the WWE app.
Well, Cena's never going to win that. He's wearing fucking jean shorts.
He probably still could win.
Best personal hygiene. They need to bring that award back and give it to Cody. Get him to do his dashing gimmick.
Give it to Luke Harper. Make it the worst possible thing. Let's see here. Another one. This is WrestleMania related. The musical performances that we're going to get at WrestleMania.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I think we're all going to shit on this, so... We're going to get LL Cool J, Skylar Grey, Kid Ink, whoever the fuck that is, and Travis Barker. I don't know who he is either.
Well, really?
Travis Barker's the drummer.
That's the drummer from Blink-182, dude.
See, I don't pay attention to band members.
He drums for fucking everyone, though.
He does, but it's because he's fucking amazing.
He is amazing.
See, I'm not a music guy, so to me, all musical performances at WrestleMania, other than America the Beautiful, are all extraneous and unnecessary. So, just Travis Barker, a guy, if you say he's amazing, like, cool. If I wanted to listen to his albums, I would, put on Spotify. But I don't want to see that at WrestleMania. I'd rather see 5 minutes added to another match.
I feel like he's there to do an entrance for someone instead of actually having a performance. So unless
he's part of that medley thing, isn't he? With Skylar Grey and Kid Ink,
and then he's probably going to be the drummer. He's probably going to be third drummer for someone. A lot of artists bring him in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we haven't really gotten any kind of confirmation like we did the past couple of years, where like CM Punk had Cult of Personality play.
Yeah, they were fucking awful.
We've gotten the drummers with John Cena. Like, we know that we're going to get some special entrances, but I haven't heard anything at the very least of a musical performance playing somebody to the crowd. We had Bray Wyatt last year, so that's not going to happen. And they can't do fucking Sting because it's just like...
Oh, shit, they did Randy Orton's last year, too.
They did.
They did?
Randy Orton's, yeah, was pretty good,
They were awesome. Yeah, they kicked ass on that song.
I don't remember that at all.
To be fair, Bray Wyatt's intro was pretty fucking good too.
Yep.
To be fair, Brock
wearing all the masks, like I said, they would
be pretty badass.
But you know what does suck?
They're not going to put Jim Johnson out there playing it.
So what if Travis Barker did do Brock Lesnar's? I bet he could have done it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, the drums on that are so boring.
No, except he'll make it interesting.
We could get Skylar Grey to sing Payton's lyrics.
If you want to make Roman a big...
Brock Lesnar coming to fuck your face, Roman.
Yeah, except if she sang it, she would be like, here comes Brock Lesnar.
If they want to make Roman seem like a big deal, they should give him some fucking lyrics and have a band play it for him this year.
Roman Reigns!
Roman Taz theme.
Well, it's only like how Batista, they used his theme song as kind of a backtrack and then made it something more. That's what I mean.
You can't debut that at Mania like that, though. People wouldn't know what the hell's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You have to let people direct so they can get into it.
That if they were going to do that, they would have had to do that after Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
So people get a solid month to get used to this. Because it's always weird when somebody has a different theme, and sometimes it's for the better. If it's basically the same thing and you don't see much of a difference, then it can be played off. But it's so odd when they give you a brand new theme. And people are just kind of like, who the fuck is this? Oh, it's that guy?
Well, do you want to know how you get past that? you've got this thing called a Titantron, and you go, Roman fucking Reigns.
Roman.
It's still not the same. I mean, think about like when Randy Orton debuted his new music, how long it took for people to get used to expecting to hear the "I hear voices" to react to it. Mm-hmm. It didn't happen for a while.
To be fair, it actually has the same intro piece that Mercy Drives did too, so that everyone got into that pretty easily.
That helps. So did they say that LL Cool J is doing America the Beautiful, or is he just rapping?
No, I think he's just rapping. I didn't hear anything about America the Beautiful.
What if you rapped America the Beautiful?
Dude,
I don't think LL Cool J can sing. I don't think he knows how to sing. I think he only raps, so I wouldn't expect that.
Let's just have no one sing at the beginning of WrestleMania and just have wrestling and pyro.
Yeah. No, they should definitely have America the Beautiful. That's an important part of the ceremony.
Have America the Beautiful and nothing else, unless somebody's playing you to the ring, and not Kid Rock style.
Yeah, maybe
let's have America the Ugly and Lillian Garcia can play it.
Oh, I really hope that she doesn't do that too. And they haven't announced anybody else, so I guess she is. But fuck, give JoJo a chance more than Lillian.
JoJo wasn't too bad when she did the national anthem at SummerSlam a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what the fuck? Why not just throw her in there? Lillian's not getting any better.
They'll probably have Skylar Grey do it.
I like Skylar Grey on different songs.
Oh, I love Skylar. She actually has an amazing voice.
Yeah, she just doesn't bring it to WrestleMania.
No, that WrestleMania 29 performance was fucking pathetic. I never would have called her 28? Back. No, 29.
No, 28 was the, wait.
She was with Machine Gun Kelly that year. It was 29 was, what's it, that was one you went to. That was P. Diddy.
Yeah,
that was
with P. Diddy. That's the song she's on.
And I like that song, and I didn't even fucking like doing that.
Yeah, she is on that song. My bad, yeah.
Making a good case for no musical performances at WrestleMania. Just saying.
There's so many good ones, too. Like, it's on the opposite side. You know what the problem is? You can't have hip-hop people. You can have rock people. Rock people tend to do well. The hip-hop people, not so well.
How about we just have Curtis Axel perform Rap is Crap?
I'd much rather have that.
Hold on. Now let's go to the opposite side of the coin, because once again, let's not be the cynical kind of fans that are just being all negative. There are a lot of good musical performance that has happened. Salt and Pepper, Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, I was going to bring up Limp Bizkit.
Mm-hmm. Well, Salt and Pepper, they did their song for Lawrence Taylor. So if you do something like that, like he didn't have a theme song. So, I'm cool with that. I just don't want to see them go, well, I think that we're going to have to cut a little bit of time from this match because they need a couple more minutes to set up, and they need to go do like a 5-minute medley or like the Wiz Khalifa thing on Raw. That was totally unnecessary. Yeah, it's Monday Night Raw. It's not the same as WrestleMania, but still, I didn't even want to see that at Monday Night Raw.
It would have been fine if there was a market for it. I just don't think the rap and wrestling crossover is that big.
No, it's not at all.
By the way, can I just ask what Limp Bizkit performance you're on about? Because the one he had at 19 for Takeover fucking stunk.
No, they kicked ass playing him out.
No, they didn't. It was fucking awful. When they did American Badass that year, it was horrendous. It's one of their worst live performances I've seen.
How? Why? What was bad about it? They had a great backup dancers.
No, use your ears.
I use my ears. I'm a fucking musician, and I play in studios. I have better ears than anybody
a wrestler,
here.
And he still sucks.
No, he isn't. There's no proof of that.
There's that one match he had with Eddie Guerrero.
No, their performance of Crack Addict was bad, but their performance of American Badass was fucking awesome. And actually, it wasn't American Badass. It was fucking Rolling, you dumbass.
You just said American Badass too, you jackass.
Yeah, because you confused me.
Oh, yeah, that's my fault.
Dumbass.
I'm pretty sure he did Taco Bell's Cannon.
Either way, he sucked.
Did you say Taco Bell's Cannon?
I heard an entire Safeco field cheering for them. When I was at WrestleMania 29, no one gave a shit about P. Diddy. So that's a difference.
No one gives a shit about P. Diddy in general.
Not even P. Diddy cares about P. Diddy.
No, I'm pretty sure P. Diddy cares only about P. Diddy.
Pretty sure it's Puff Daddy now, but yeah.
Is he back to Puff Daddy again? Oh, fucking asshole. Let's move on to another hot tag here. Max Landis' Wrestling Isn't Wrestling video has gone viral. There have been support from WWE for it. It's if you haven't seen it yet, it's basically the story of Triple H, and it's done from the perspective of a fan, and he's not just a fan, he's a movie maker, he's a screenwriter and everything. He did the screenplay for Chronicle, if anybody has seen that movie, the Dane DeHaan film where the kids have superpowers and he films the whole thing. Very cool movie. Max Landis is the son of John Landis, who's done, you know, National Lampoon's movies and stuff. But he kind of made it big on this Death and Return of Superman video on YouTube and wanted to do a follow-up. And instead of just, you know, sticking with the comic book audience, he decided to do another thing that he really loves. And you can tell that he loves wrestling from this video and really tries to educate the audience of, like, the storytelling aspects of it and stuff. I fucking loved it. It's funny, it's enlightening if you're not really, you know, able to kind of cast your own opinions aside. Like, I do think that Triple H deserves a lot of the flack that he gets, but at the same time, not all of it. And this is a real happy medium kind of a thing.
He got a shit ton of wrestlers and celebrities for this.
Yeah, Goldberg pops up in the middle of nowhere. And
fucking, there was Crime Time, Colt Cabana, Chris Hero, John Morrison. They had a bunch of YouTube celebrities. I know Roy William Johnson's ex was in it. They had a lot of people.
A lot of really hot chicks playing all the characters. Which I loved, by the way, the girl that was playing John Cena, like that dopey smile on her face the entire time.
Xbox One was good.
Just like, boo, boo, doo, boo. And she's just like, I won again. Like, it's fucking amazing. Peyton, I think you said you hadn't seen it yet, right?
Nope.
I have no idea. I have no idea what the fuck you're on about.
Drew, did you see it?
Drew said BRB, so probably not.
He's gonna go watch it. So, all right. Well, you guys definitely have to check it out. It's exactly the kind of thing that we would appreciate, being wrestling fans that get into this kind of stuff. All right, Drew, now that you're back, did you watch that Wrestling Isn't Wrestling video?
No, I have not yet. How long is it?
20 minutes.
It's 20 minutes.
It's just really good comedy, and I think it puts wrestling in a good light. I've heard a lot of people have a stink about it because it kind of pokes fun at some of the things in wrestling, but if you take wrestling too serious, you end up making a shitty podcast where all you do is bitch.
Well, like, one of the parts that I loved about it is when he gets to, you know, he's explaining Triple H and Shawn Michaels and Kevin Nash and, like, all these people that have, like, you know, they're basically themselves. And he gets to Undertaker and he's just kind of like, all right, hold on a fucking second. Like, you gotta listen to this before you start judging. And the Ric Flair part is great, too, and he just points out how fucking insane Ric Flair is.
He's like, okay, it's an old guy, and his face looks like leather. It's awesome. I know things in wrestling, when you explain them, they don't sound awesome, but fuck it, it's Ric Flair.
So if you haven't watched it yet, definitely go check that out. And if you're, you know, on the Fanboys Anonymous side of things, and you guys really like Superman, check out his Death and Return of Superman videos, because they are awesome as well. I haven't heard a Superman story in a long time that I loved as much as his story. So let's get into the big one. El Hijo, is that it? Hijo?
Wait, that was the big one you were
Del Perro Aguayo. I butchered the hell out of that, I'm sure, but that doesn't really matter. A wrestler has died in the ring, and of course everybody is going nuts over this. There's a lot of unfair treatment to Rey Mysterio, saying that he killed him with a 619. Come the fuck
The one
on.
that he didn't connect with, yeah.
Right. People just want to sensationalize the hell out of this, and man, it's a tough situation. Like, there's a level of, like, responsibility, of course, that everybody needs to take for themselves in the ring. And speaking to somebody who's not ever been in the fucking ring, you know, I can't speak to, like, the volume of trust that you need, but it's gotta be there. Like, if you are wrestling somebody, you're responsible for them, but you're also responsible for yourself. And it looks, at least to me and to some other people, it looks like the way that he positions himself for the 619 is what did the damage.
I don't think that has anything to do with it. Most people have only seen a clip. There was a drop kick prior to that where it looks like he accidentally went out the ring and and took a bad spill. That's what most likely caused. Well, then again, I'm not a fucking doctor. That's what it looks like to me.
Well, here's the thing. There's a lot of conflicting reports from the people that were there. And there's some people who are saying this actually has absolutely nothing to do with the neck or trachea. It was actually a heart attack.
Huh.
Well, I guess we're going to have to wait for the coroner.
And I'm hearing other
things that...
Peyton's right, there is conflicting reports. I've heard, like, he fucking was bleeding from the eyes, which normally means, like, a brain hemorrhage and shit. So there's a bunch of weird shit out there. But from what I can tell, he took a drop kick, spilled to the outside, got back in the ring, was kind of fucked up, and
took another drop
then
kick.
He took an awkward drop kick because he was all fucked up, and then passed out against the ropes.
See, when I
Ray went for the drop kick not knowing, Sorry, when Rey went for the 619, not knowing, didn't hit him because he's out cold, and people are blaming Rey.
No, I think the thing is, I saw the whole video. I saw the first dropkick to which he fell out of the ring. I didn't think much of that because he got back in. It didn't seem like too much was wrong with him when that happened. I thought there was a second dropkick that put him into the 619 position. I thought that was the one that did something, if anything. And I remember watching the video. You see the guy next to him, like looking at him, like
well,
he's
the only
just,
reason
dead.
I didn't think that was the case is because when he took that drop kick, it's not like typically when someone takes the drop kick for the 619 setup, it's to the back and they fall forwards.
Yeah,
it was awkward as fuck. Like it was kind of to the side. It looked weird. I don't know. It just either he was like it looked like he was out of position to me. So that's the only reason that I think the damage was done beforehand.
Also, you know, the 619 that he did mess up on. Thank God he didn't really mess up because it was obvious that what they were doing was they were both going to duck out and like avoid getting the 619. But now you know at least when he's like doing the 619, they're dropping out of it. At least you know he goes high, because honestly, he could have easily hit him if he did a normal spot with it. So, you know, he would obviously the guy died still. So, and then not hitting him with the 619 didn't do anything. But if he would have hit him with the 619 and like he was still alive, I bet people would be they would make
There's
that
something important to clarify here. He did not die in that arena.
Yeah, of course. He didn't die in the arena. He died. I don't know.
He either died in the hospital or he died on the way to the hospital.
I think he.
That's a technicality.
I think he was.
He may have lost all of his vital signs, but he died in that ring.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe if there was a doctor there sooner, but from what?
Well, from
apparently the doctor was dealing with someone else in the back.
Yeah, because someone else got injured prior to that. But then again, you know, AAA or wherever they were at, they're not as big as WWE, so you know they don't have like all the medical help in the world. But you would expect that they would have had more than one medical assistant at the place.
Well, I would have expected
they don't have
more
the
if it
laws
was
down there.
I would have
the laws we have.
Plus,
I would
it's
have
kind of
expected.
like what would you expect to have happen? Like somebody gets injured in the match, and then the next match or the match after that, somebody dies. Essentially, like you know, people don't get injured.
Expect something like that, yeah.
Should have gave him a Z-Pack.
That was just a very bad.
Too soon.
It was just let's look at it like this. This was a very unfortunate event. You know, this is a freak accident, and I think Rey's. I thought I saw something that Rey was getting investigated for involuntary manslaughter. Which
that's a technicality too, though.
Yeah, it's, you know, he's not going to, because, you know, he was not going into that knowing that, and it was not like the 619 or like the drop kick that he did. It was a freak accident. It's not like when AJ Styles does the Styles Clash where he legitimately hurt someone before doing it. If he would kill someone with that, then maybe you could consider that manslaughter because he continued using it after he injured someone with it.
If it was a Sin Cara and Del Rio match.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm surprised it wasn't Del Rio who did the drop kick, to be honest.
Another important note is there was some people reporting this is AAA. No, it had AAA stars, but it was an independent wrestling promotion in Mexico.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that, but you know, when Rey left WWE, I thought he would be the one that would have got injured like as soon as he started wrestling again. But
no, he only gets injured in WWE because he can get paid out for doing nothing.
He's like, guys, I got a splinter. This is really bad.
Honestly,
I'll see you in a year.
Despite that, Rey didn't look too bad, like from a physical standpoint.
He's been doing fuck all for a long time.
He looked, I know, but he didn't look too bad. So I don't know. I don't know if he was well trained. I don't know how many matches he was working since he left WWE, but I don't know. People, this is gonna be one of those questions where could have this been avoided in some capacity? You never know, because essentially, if they didn't do something, you don't know. Something later in the match could have caused this to happen, regardless. So we will just have to wait for the reports to come in to see what's the actual cause of death and, you know, what exactly happened.
It was something like a heart attack. Like
or
if it was something related to the action that was going on, then the only way to have prevented it was to not be a wrestler. This is just a dangerous thing that people are doing. People die doing the simplest of things constantly. Well, not die, but they get hurt doing the simplest things, and yet they do crazy fucking red arrows and Phoenix splashes and can come out without a scratch.
Yeah.
Wrestling's fucking weird.
Even non-wrestling stuff. I mean, how many people slip on a bar of soap and kill themselves? Slippery slope.
As far as I'm concerned, there was nobody was at fault.
It doesn't seem like it, at least to, you know, what we could see. I would be really surprised if there was something that came out about, like, you know, something else behind the scenes or whatever like that. It doesn't seem like that's the case here.
There's only one thing
accident.
There's only one thing that might have potentially made things worse, and that was Conan trying to move the guy after he passed out. But you can't blame the guy. You can't blame him for being that way. He probably didn't even know he was that hurt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, he's not a doctor, so...
Too fucking dumb to be a doctor.
What do you guys think about the idea that people had tossed around that WWE should have dedicated the episode of Raw to him? I don't think that they necessarily would have had to, because he's not a WWE star and stuff. I mean, it would have been a nice gesture, but it's not like he was...
Neither was Steve Jobs.
That's true.
They don't even do their own... They don't even put a fucking picture up for their own talent. Why are they going to do it to some fucking Mexican independent wrestler?
Umaga, Big Daddy V, none of them got it.
Yeah.
But Mae Young did.
And it also kind of reinforces the stereotypes. So it puts negative press on them. So, even on a business side of things.
But it's weird because it was just a week before they put some random Japanese guy in. Mm-hmm. The Hall of Fame, that is.
Yeah, not in a fucking buried alive match. It's an odd situation, of course. More information is going to be spoken in the next couple days and stuff. This is still a pretty fresh story. It's a couple days old, but
it happened last Friday, Saturday, I believe.
Yeah, we hear shit about Big Daddy V's death still, which that lawsuit's ridiculous. So hopefully there's, as good of a response as you can get to this kind of thing. I mean, obviously it's a horrible thing to have happened. I didn't know the guy and whatever, but you never wish this kind of thing on anybody. And that's a shame. And hopefully it doesn't make any negative impact on any of the other stuff. People don't backlash against wrestling, or people don't, and this is going to sound really stupid, but people don't try to take it even safer in the ring at WrestleMania or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Whatever the situation, though, if we hear any more information about that seems kind of crazy and stuff, we'll obviously talk about that in the next edition of the Hot Tags. There's one more Hot Tag that we'll mention that Wago's just bringing up here. Abdullah the Butcher is trying to sell his Hall of Fame ring for $20 grand. Really?
We didn't have a lunchbox. We kind of needed one.
Is hepatitis included?
Wait, we're not talking about the Lesnar's new contract?
We'll talk about that in the main event.
Oh.
But yeah, Abdullah the Butcher continues getting sadder and more pathetic every day.
Poor Abdullah. So, any other topics you guys want to throw out there before we finish up this?
Yeah, Zayn's left One Direction, boys.
Who?
Exactly. Was it for the teenage girls who watch our show?
WWE and Tap Out have actually launched their partnership now. So that's finally a thing. It's not just rumor anymore.
I thought they announced that a couple weeks ago.
No, that was rumor before, or kind of like rumblings of the deal. They've actually gone ahead and released an announcement about it today.
Cool.
It's kind of weird timing.
Yeah, so if you want a douchebag, Tap Out t-shirts are now available for all WWE fans.
So wait, how is that going to work? Are they going to make wrestler shirts like with wrestlers on it, or are they just going to put a WWE logo on their current designs? How is this going to work?
I have no idea. I imagine they'll just do something very similar to what they did with the UFC walkout t-shirt. You'll have a big Tap Out logo, the wrestler's name somewhere on there, cool design, maybe a flag.
They're probably just going to make Randy Orton shirts.
Yeah, pretty much they're just going to make Randy Orton shirts. But hey, they got Brock Lesnar. He's a perfect guy for a Tap Out t-shirt.
Alrighty. That's it for the Hot Tags, everybody. Thank you for listening and leaving your comments below that I'm sure you're going to leave, and tell us what you think about all these different...
What are you thanking them for? They're not going anywhere. There's still a lot of show left.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, shit, John.
Don't thank them yet. You're not going anywhere.
They're going to go take a break, and then they're going to come back for the rest hold, and then they're going to be all rejuvenalized. And
so wait, they're going to take a break and then go watch the rest hold?
Yeah.
Is that what
is that what the rest hold is?
Aren't they supposed to take a break during the weather?
No, because then they're not going to know who gets the Smark My Words comment of the week.
Oh.
Well, why don't they just close their eyes and relax during the Smark My Words comment of the week? That's how they relax.
They can do that. They're still listening.
Are we out of Hall of
Rey
Fame
Mysterio,
announcements?
take a break and try not to kill anyone on your way back.
Yeah, we already did the Hall of Fame.
Oh.
So we're not going to announce another inductee afterward.
Hey, WWE did.
All right, guys, we're gonna come back after the rest hold with the WWE WrestleMania 31 predictions and stuff, and then the fantasy league. So stay tuned. Click on the next video. Don't skip out on the rest hold. Don't listen to that, and we will be right back.